Guys, if I get into a lawsuit over this contract and I end up going to court and I win, who pays the lawyer fees?
That's what we're talking about today.
Welcome to the Utah Real Estate Show podcast, the show where two agents and a lender teach real estate best practices by talking through mistakes we've seen and made.
Reasonable fees.
Yeah, but it's always the loser that pays. So if you win your case, basically, the loser is going to pay, they're going to be compelled to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to pay for the fee. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Utah Real Estate Show. I am Tyler Cazier, Utah Real Estate Agent.
Jason Christiansen, mortgage lender.
Aric Wiszt, Utah Real Estate Agent.
In today's short episode, we're talking about the Utah Real Estate Purchase Contract, also known as the REPC, Section 17.
Section 17 talks about attorney fees.
And why do we even care about attorney fees?
Because if you're not going to go to mediation, and this is covered there, if you go to mediation, you pay for your mediator or your lawyer, whatever you want to take to mediation. That's your fees. If you end up going to arbitration or litigation,
who pays those fees?
The loser. Reasonable fees.
Yeah, but it's always the loser that pays. So if you win your case, basically, the loser is going to pay, they're going to be compelled to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to pay for the fees.
So discuss this with your attorneys going into it, because it's also going to, that's your risk too, because you may lose.
Yeah.
So know of what's going in. Discuss this with a lawyer if you're actually going to go achieve this. Don't think you're just going to make money off that, which is where the reasonable comes into play on things. So it's not like a cut and dry situation. So make sure you contact legal advice before you try to go do something crazy. Now for the mediation side, we have a whole nother episode that talks about mediation.
Section 15.
Yeah.
And what that is and why you may want to do that instead of lawyers.
May or shall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you may or shall. Yeah, exactly. There's another important word here in Section 17 that is that's the venue, right? Where's this going to be?
Check this out. So if I was from Vermont,
yes,
and I'm buying a property in Utah from you,
yes,
I live in Vermont, I could sue you in Vermont.
No, you can sue me as much as you want, but it has to be in Utah.
Utah law.
The venue is Utah. So Utah law governs all of the interaction and the contract because this is the state of Utah. It's where the property is.
And this doesn't have to be like I said I was going to buy the house and you said no, or you backed out. It could be for anything in the purchase contract. Yeah. Because this section survives closing.
And those are important words, and they are legal in their scope. And it means that even after you sign and you're closed, like if there's something that's breached in the contract, certain sections still apply. Yeah. This applies to agency agreements with agents. Certain elements of agency survive that transaction.
Seller's disclosures.
Yep. Seller's disclosures survive. And this is another element that survives. Like if you need to sue somebody and it's a year after
it's like Destiny's Child. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give.
But that's why this one has to survive closing, is because of like the seller's disclosures. You may not find out that was filled out falsely.
They didn't tell you
for maybe 6 months or a year, and then you go back and you find out, hey, this has been in place for 5 years. Like we have a professional thing. Now you can go back and sue because of that. Which is why we always talk about, like, be honest and it's not worth hiding. It's just not good. You're going to get sued.
So what did we learn?
Well, my key takeaway is M.A.L, mediation, arbitration, and litigation.
It's important to know that Utah law will prevail on a Utah purchase contract.
It's important to remember that if you don't win, you have to pay all the fees. So know what you're getting into.
I really want to hear stories. I hear stories of people being sued and taken to court. I want to hear the resolution. Comment below, give me a call, let us know how it went, and share this episode with your friends.
If you want to get in touch with us, shoot us a text at 801-228-7687. Make sure you mention the show. You can email us at theutahrealestateshow@gmail.com. You can watch this show on YouTube, and you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you learned something, or if you really love this show, give us a like on YouTube and drop a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. The Utah Real Estate Show is a production of Hive Collective at Presidio Real Estate, with support from Security Home Mortgage. The NMLS number for Security Home Mortgage is 178787. The NMLS number for Jason Christiansen is 240472, Equal Housing Lender. Not only is this not legal or investment advice, but you should definitely talk to a pro before you make any real estate decision. Every situation is different and should be considered in context. Copyright Jason Christiansen, Aric Wiszt, and Tyler Cazier. All rights reserved. Talk to you next week.
Actually mean to grab just one of that little background.
Welcome to the Unicorn Hunter. The Unicorn Hunter wants you. The Utah Real Estate Show. Unicorn hunting.
Tyler.
I won in court, and you're going to pay me.
Hey, Tyler.
You guys ready? Because I keep surprising Aric.
Every single time
I start the open, Eric's like,
that's because we never know when you're actually going to do your stuff.
Okay. Right. Well, then stay ready.
Okay. Don't blink.
Ready?
All right.
Okay.
Oh, my
Spirit fingers.
Goodness. Guys, if I get into a lawsuit over this... Guys, if I get into a... I don't know why I can't talk.
See, it's why I'm always acting surprised. I never know when you're going to get it right.